Do you think that science and mathematics can actually prove that God exists?
Not prove. Proof only exists in pure mathematics. And exact sciences, which are non-mathematical, don't talk about proof. They talk about evidence or pointers. I can't prove that my wife exists, but I've enough evidence of it to stake my life on it. In other words, the word proof is misleading. If you simply mean proof beyond reasonable doubt, that is evidence, that's fine. But not proof in the technical mathematical sense. It's a misleading word.
Okay. And what for you is the single most convincing argument for the existence of God?
Well, it depends where you start. If it's from science, it's the fact we can do science, as I said in the talk, that our reason to be reliable cannot be the end product of a mindless, unguided process. But my biggest reasons for believing in God are on the objective side, the resurrection of Jesus, and on the subjective side, my experience of him, and what flows from trusting him day by day for the last 60 or so years.
And how do you approach a debate with someone such as Richard Dawkins?
With great trepidation.
Okay.
And you do a lot of thinking. I mean, if you've got time to prepare, you spend a lifetime thinking about these things. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it.
And what do you think motivates the new atheism?
That's very hard to say. There's a lot of anger at religion. And some of it is a reaction to extremist things like the Twin Towers bombing and so on. And then they make an irrational deduction that this is fanatical religion. Okay. Then they say, well, fanatical religion grows on the edge of normal religion, so we must get rid of it all. But they're beginning to back away a little bit from that naive. That's absurd, and they shoot themselves in the foot. As one of them, Sam Harris, has pointed out, he said, if we continue to put the Amish into the same category as suicide bombers, we're not going to do ourselves any good. But there's a lot of anger out there, and it's catching the spirit of the age, which is why there's such a response.
And finally, how do you convince the thousands of young people that were hearing you today at the Norfolk Showground? How do you convince them to take an interest in faith?
Well, I can only do what I can do, and I really do believe that God can open people's eyes, and so I feel it's my part to present the evidence, and I leave the rest of it to God.